So we have a lot of Ascendancies in the game. And I think there are pretty good Ascendancies and there are underperforming ones. And Chronomancer definitely underperforming. I like the whole time concept actually, but the execution is really poor. In my opinion, of course. But first I would like to ask a question, and please answer it in the comment section. What's the purpose of nerfing or destroying builds in PvE games? I would like to know your opinion on that, and I'm not talking about game-breaking bugs, just simple, good builds. Why should we destroy from one patch to another? But let's see the Chronomancer. First thing that bothers me is we have 4 activation spells, and 3 out of those 4 are unusable. I can't find a build that uses Time Snap, and why would you use Time Snap? Most of the cooldown spells are garbage. Temporary Rift, again, maybe in the early game, but in the end game it's completely useless. And I can't make any use for Unleash, and I can't find any build that uses it. It was a big miss. So yeah, these 3 spells are pretty bad in my opinion. Of course we have Time Freeze, which is cool, but the others are that we need to activate. It's horrible, all 3 of them, in my opinion. So let's see what I would change. I will go through all the spells and I try to tell my idea. Start with Apex of the Moment. I actually wanted to do a build around this, and it's kind of works, like the mobs are really slow around you with temporal chains, but there is one problem here: the projectiles. It should look like this, right? If you could slow down the projectiles that coming towards you, it would make a pretty big difference. And I would give a little boost to the slow as well. So with this I think it will be pretty usable and interesting, and a little node above it should increase your presence of area. So next, I would completely rework Time Snap, so they should add this to now and again. This would be enough for the cooldown stuff, and exclude Blink and Ice Wall. Next one is Quicksand Hourglass. I think they missed a big opportunity here. I don't understand why it only gives us cast speed. It should give us move speed and attack speed also, to enable more builds. So next, Temporary Rift and Time Freeze should swap positions, and Time Freeze can stay as it is now. So after this, I think the remaining 4 spells should get a rework, I mean complete rework. So this is how I imagine skills on a Chronomancer. With this whole concept of time, I think we should be able to control our resource. Not fully, but you will see how I imagine it. With this version of Temporal Rift, at least it would be a little bit interesting. And these are just my ideas, so I didn't want to just leave that say they should rework these. I just want to give some example from my brain. Next, I would like to have a skill named Dark Hole. It would give you a little bit of protection. It would absorb projectiles and give you stacks. The important part is damage cannot bypass energy shield. It would be big with the rework Temporary Rift I just showed you. So the next one is Time Snap, and I would call it Time Dimension. And this would be the best against bosses, of course, and maybe it's a little bit too much, but that we have a lot of good skills on the tree, it's really hard to decide where to go. So like with Blood Mage, you want every skill on Blood Mage, but you can only have 8, so I think this should be the way that all of the skills are interesting, strong, and you want all of them, but you can't have it. I think this would be the way to do these Ascendancies. And the last one on the recoup, I don't really like this mechanic. I know there are a few builds that use it, but I don't really like it, so I would just give it Rewind to cheat death. I mean, we are a time magician, right? So, and that's it for the Ascendancy. I think they should rework a lot of Ascendancies, of course. I'm just now try to do something for Chrono because I really like the concept. And if you want me to do videos on the other Ascendancies, you can tell me in the comments. And there are a lot of more stuff here, not just with the Ascendancy. I think they should give us back a lot of gel sockets because they remove too much. The other diamond is completely, I mean, not completely useless, but it's not the best. And of course the mana builds, I don't know why they destroyed it so much. It's weird, but okay. And my biggest problem actually is how they nerfed area of effect. That was my favorite part in the game actually, that we could do a 7 meter wide ice nova. But now it's even hard to do the 5.5 and it's really killing a lot of builds. So yeah, they should give us back the 10% jewel and a few jewels socket. Not all of them, but a few. And of course it got heavily nerfed because even this is nerfed. So they don't want a big area, seems like, but I think this is a mistake. And the other big part is the spells. There are a lot of useless spells, or there are spells you can use at 600 divine or builds and so on. I tried and tested a lot of them, tried to make interesting builds, but I just can't. Of course, there are a few good builds in the game, but everything leans towards Lightning Spear. They should rework a lot of these spells. I think half of them are unusable at the end game to do real farming. And it's not just with elemental skills, there are a lot of stuff everywhere. But of course, they said that on the Opens 3 there will be a very big patch. So I think they will rework a lot of stuff. So I'm hopeful. So that's it for today. If you want videos like this, please leave a comment, like, subscribe, and please follow me on Kick. I will start streaming there. I think I will try hardcore solo Serfound for now, and then maybe play a little bit of Stronghold Crusader. It will come out in a few days. We will see. So see you there. Thank you guys. Bye bye.